All right, friends, happy Tarot Tuesday. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chelsea Mancini, your tarot reader. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been around the block, welcome back. Today's reading is for May 25th, 2021. But don't worry if you're watching this later. Keep watching. There might be a message here that you need to hear. If you're watching with me in real time, we are dealing with the super full moon eclipse in Sagittarius. Let's talk about it. So we just entered Gemini season not too long ago, and Gemini is our mutable air sign. Mutable signs being adaptable, air signs, being adaptable. They're this, free-flowing energy. And Gemini is like our thought leader, right? They're like this mutable air energy. They are, quick to make a decision, quick to change their mind. They can be moody, but they're adaptable. And Gemini is the twins, right? So they're often, stereotyped as like two-faced or whatever, but it's just because, again, they have this adaptable energy where they can go either way. They can adapt to the situation that they're in when needed. And so that's our Gemini. So when we have a full moon, we've got the sun opposite the moon. So the moon is in its sister sign of Sagittarius, which is mutable fire. So I always see in those good to evil, chaotic, to neutral or good, whatever. Sagittarius is always chaotic evil. I don't disagree. I mean, I love Sagittarius. I have a Sagittarius moon, so we'll see how this is going to treat me. I'm all about Sagittarius energy, but Sagittarius, it's mutable fire, right? So again, mutable is adaptability. It's quick to change. And fire is, you don't necessarily want it to change quickly, right? Like you want to have fire under control. So with Sagittarius, it can be a lot kind of crazy, right? And that's what Sagittariuses are all about. They've got this, free-spirited energy. They're optimistic. They're down. They're always late to the party, but they're always well-intentioned, right? So this is where we're having our full moon this month. And it's a super full moon, which just means it's closer to the earth. The moon's path isn't a perfect circle. Sometimes it's closer to the earth than other times. And it's an eclipse. So eclipses, they come to, I already shuffled these, but I want to talk more, so I'm just going to start shuffling again. Eclipses are here to shake shit up, really, to put things lightly. Eclipses have to do with the nodes, and I'm not trying to dive into it too deeply because we're here for a tarot reading, not necessarily all of the astrological, predictions. But basically the point is eclipses shake shit up. And right now, just the position of the nodes, the position of the ecliptic is that we are dealing with our Gemini Sagittarius eclipse season. We're starting the eclipse season with this full moon in Sagittarius, and so we're going to see our next new moon as an eclipse, and then we're going to see eclipse season continue. So the themes, the lessons, the things that come up for you right now may come back around 6 months from now when we get into Sagittarius season, and we're seeing again the eclipses kind of in the reverse. And we've also got Mercury, which is starting to station retrograde. Mercury retrograde shakes shit up, right? So two things. So the stuff coming up right now, it might be tough, right? We've got this kind of chaotic energy. Not to talk bad about Gemini and Sagittarius. It's great energy. But we've got this, sort of chaotic energy combined with the eclipse. So things might just feel like you're being shaken all over the place. And full moons can be tough anyway, right? Because we've got, the moon and the sun, they're on opposite sides, they're pulling. There's usually a lot of tension. At the new moons, we plant our intentions, we plant our seeds, and then when it comes to the full moon and time to cultivate, it's kind of this awakening to what's happened, what's going on, this calling in, and this bringing light to things, bringing light to the shadows, bringing light to things we maybe haven't brought light to recently. And if you're feeling like shit's just really getting shaken up right now, I totally understand why. It makes sense. So what I thought we would do today is past, present, future. I'm going to use the Rider-Waite. And again, so with Mercury stationing retrograde, what we might see is things happening, things that you're realizing or whatever's coming up with this full moon may circle back around in about a month or so when Mercury stations back normal. And we'll probably see the themes that come up in another 6 months when we get into kind of the other half of eclipse season. So just keep that in mind. With that said, let's see what we've got. So we're going to do past, present, future with the Rider-Waite Tarot. In past, we are pulling the Seven of Cups. In present, we are pulling the Sun. Okay. the sun, and in future we are pulling the moon. Interesting. What we got going on here? So 7 of Cups. We see homeboy here, and he's got a bunch of stuff in front of him. Like he's got a decision to make. And 7s are a very, introspective energy. On the 7th day we rest, right? And with the Cups being this kind of, this emotional landscape energy, it might feel like emotions have kind of been all over the place lately. Like we've been trying to figure out which way to go. We haven't been able to get a hold on it, okay? And here we are now, and we're standing in the sun, and it might feel harsh. Maybe we finally faced whatever it was, or we were so indecisive we couldn't pick, and that's had consequences, or we picked and we're now dealing with the consequences of whatever we did pick, right? And we're standing in the light of that decision, and it might feel harsh. It might feel great. I don't necessarily want to say that everything happening right now is bad, because it's totally not. Like this is transformational energy. Is what it is. And a lot of times transformations can feel tough, right? It's a big shift. A lot of stuff is changing. It knocks us off balance. It shines light on everything. Last week we were talking about Mufasa, right? Everything the light to touch. Standing in the sun is great. We need sunlight to survive. We're like plants with a higher IQ, right? We need sunlight and water. Standing in the sun is so important. We need it. But if we stand in it too long, we can get burned, and it can feel harsh. But we often try so hard to avoid the unpleasant. We try so hard to avoid our shadows. And that's what the moon wants us to do. The moon wants us to look at the shadow parts of ourselves and accept them, welcome them, face them, feel what they want us to feel, because that's the only way that we can truly transmute that energy and truly experience transformation. We're standing in the sun right now. The sun is the masculine. The sun is about doing. It's about structure, order, that masculine energy. And the sun right now is in Gemini. Again, it's this master of thought. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is our planet of thought, of communication, of technology, that's about to go retrograde. The message that's really coming is to get things in order. So as we bridge from present to future, from sun to moon, again, we're moving from the light, from the masculine, which is, again, the way our society is just set up, right? Like productivity, how much did you get done? How much money did you make? Like, what did you do? What did you externalize? Like, that's the way our society works, right? But I feel like collectively we're starting to see this shift that is like, okay, but this other side of things, this feminine side of things, this self-care, this healing, this nurturing is really important too, because if we are constantly in the sun energy, we burn out. So as we try to make this shift from being a do, produce into this moon feminine energy, that's the energy of cycles of, we shine brighter and brighter and brighter, and then dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and then brighter and brighter and brighter, dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And so as we try to work more with our natural cycles, maybe we can't produce every single day all the time. Maybe we notice that we're good in 1 week or 2 week bursts, and then we need to cool it down and pick it back up. As we try to make this shift, it just feels unsteady. It feels uncertain. We doubt that we're doing the right thing, because again, society tells us, no, we need to be doing all the things all the time. So again, it feels uncertain, but you're not alone. Other people are making the same shift collectively as a society. This is the shift we're seeing happening in real time. We're starting to really feel that we can't keep going the way that we've been going. It's not sustainable. We are burning out. We need to make this shift towards embracing this more feminine, cyclical nature, this accepting, nurturing nature, the shadows. So maybe we start to notice, as we're in the sun, what's feeling really good and what's feeling like we're edging towards burnout. Because both can be true, right? We can be really, really, really good in these areas and totally about to burn out in these areas over here. And that's okay. It's totally okay that, both those things can be true at the same time. So as, we've got all this energy shaking stuff up, and we're being, shaken out of our normal patterns, let's call attention. Okay, what's working, what's not, where is this burnout happening? And how can I start to move towards this more nurturing, cyclical way of being? Love this. I love this. Ooh, thank you, full moon eclipse in Sagittarius. Because I'm done. I'm done with the, constant hustle culture. Produce, do, masculine. Oh, I'm so over it. And that's just me going on my rant. But I know I'm not the only one, right? We want to do things that feel connected and aligned. That's really it. It's alignment versus productivity. And we're starting to see that shift, especially with this eclipse coming in. We've got some stuff going on with Saturn too. I didn't even talk about Saturn and Uranus. But yeah, things are being shaken up, my friends, and best to just embrace it and just feel it. Let the uncomfortable just be okay with it. You've survived all of the uncomfortableness you've faced so far. This will probably be no different. Whatever is coming to light during this time, so be it, so it is. Allow what's being shaken up to be shaken up. And it might not feel so great, but you are not alone. We're doing this collectively as a society. That's it. And if you're feeling alone, find me on the Instagram, follow me here on the YouTube, because this is the work that we're doing. This is the work that I'm doing with my clients, is how can we transform, how can we shake shit up? How can we get out of what we've been told we should be doing into what we really want to do? Happy full moon. Thanks for being here. Hit the little subscribe button down below so that you get notified every week when these readings drop. If you want a personal tarot reading, full moons are a great time to do them. Anytime's a great time to do them. I offer them via my website, which will be linked down in the description below. And you can also pick up my ebook, How to Get Started with Tarot. If you are starting your practice or newer to the practice or just want to expand your practice, it's free. It's linked right there for you, How to Get Started with Tarot, to help you dive in. Follow me over on the Instagram at Chelsea K. Mancini, and I'll see you here next week.